Chamberlain, maid, Cherry, Dr. Cherry. What, all asleep, all dead?
Here. Why do you bawl so, Father? Do you think we have no ears?
You deserve to have none, you young minx. The company of the Warrington coaches stood in the hall this hour, and nobody to show them to their chambers.
Well, then let him wait farther. There's neither red coat in the coach nor footman behind it.
But they threatened to go to another inn tonight.
That they dare not, for fear the coachman will overturn them tomorrow. Coming. Here's the London coach arrived.
Welcome, ladies.
Very welcome, gentlemen. Chamberlain, show them to their rooms.
This way, gentlemen.
Set down the things, Martin. Go to the stable and see my horses well rubbed.
I shall, sir.
You are my landlord, I suppose.
Yes, sir. I'm old Will Boniface, pretty well known upon this road, as the saying is.
Mr. Boniface, your servant.
Oh, why, yours, sir. What will your honour please to drink, as the saying is?
I have heard your town of Lichfield much famed for ale. I think I'll taste that.
Sir, I have now in my cellar 10 ton of the best style in Staffordshire. 'Tis smooth as oil, sweet as milk, clear as amber, and strong as brandy. Here, tapster, brooch number 1706, as the saying is. Sir, you shall taste my Anno Domini. I've lived in Lichfield, man and boy, above 850 years, and I've not consumed 850 ounces of meat.
At a meal, you mean? If one may guess your sense by your bulk.
Nay, not in my life, sir. I have fed purely upon ale. I've eaten my ale, drunk my ale, and I always sleep upon ale. Now, sir, you shall see. Your worship's health. Delicious.
Tis confounded strong.
Strong? Aye, it must be so, or how should we be strong to drink it? And yet it has not the same physic for all, for it killed my wife. Poor woman, as the saying is.
How came that to pass?
I don't know how, sir. She would not let the ale take its natural course, sir. She was for qualifying it every now and then with a dram, as the saying is. And an honest gentleman that came this way from Ireland made her a present of a dozen bottles of Usquebaugh, and the poor woman was never well after.
Why, was it the Usquebaugh that killed her?
My Lady Bountiful said so. She, good lady, did what could be done. She cured my wife of 3 timpanies, but the 4th carried her off. But she's in heaven and I'm contented, as the saying is.
Who's that Lady Bountiful you mentioned?
Odds my life, sir. We'll drink her health. My Lady Bountiful is the best of women. Her last husband, Sir John Bountiful, left her worth £1,000 a year, and I believe she lays out one half of it in charitable uses for the good of her neighbours. She cures rheumatisms and ruptures in men, green sickness and obstructions in women, chin cough and chilblains in children. In short, she's cured more people in and about Lichfield within 10 years than the doctors have killed in 20. And that's a bold word.
Has the rich widow any children of her own?
Yes, sir. She has a daughter by Sir John, Lady Dorinda Bountiful, the finest woman in all our country and the greatest fortune. But she has a son, too, by her first husband, Squire Sullen, who married a fine lady from London the other day. If you please, sir, we'll drink his health.
And what sort of a man is he?
Why, he says little, thinks less, and does Nothing at all, Faith.
A sportsman, I suppose.
Yes, sir. He's a man of country pleasures, such as will hunt a fox into the night and smoke his pipe for an 8 and 40 hours.
And married, you say?
Aye, and to a curious woman, sir, but he wants dexterity.
In his governing, you mean?
No, in his brain. But he's my landlord, sir, and so a man, would not. I pay him his rent at quarter day, but I have a good running trade.
You're very happy, Mr. Boniface. Pray, what other company have you in town?
A bower of fine ladies, and then we have the French officers.
Oh, that's right, the prisoners. How do you like their company?
Oh, so well, as the saying is, that I could wish we had as many more of them. They're full of money and do not understand our rate of exchange, so they pay double for everything they have. One of them lodges in my house.
Landlord, there are some French gentlemen below that ask for you.
Speak of the devils. I'll wait on them. Does your master stay long in town, as the saying is?
I can't tell, as the saying is.
An odd fellow, this. I beg your worship's pardon. I'll wait on you in half a minute.
The coast's clear, I see. Now, my dear Archer, welcome to Litchfield.
I thank thee, my dear brother in iniquity.
Iniquity? Prithee, leave canting. You need not change your style with your dress.
Don't mistake me, Aimwell, que todavía es mi máxima, that there is no scandal like rags, nor any crime so shameful as poverty.
The world confesses it every day in its practice, though men won't own it for their opinion. Who did that worthy lord, my brother, single out of the side box to sup with him the other night?
Jack Handicraft, a handsome, well-dressed, mannerly, sharping rogue who keeps the best company in town.
Right. Mm-hmm. And pray, who married my lady Manslaughter the other day, the great Fortune?
Why, Nick Marrowbone, a professed pickpocket and a good bowler.
But did you observe poor Jack Generous in the park last week?
Yes, with his autumnal periwig shading his melancholy face. His coat older than anything but its fashion, with one hand idle in his pocket and with the other picking his useless teeth. And though the mall was crowded with company, yet was poor Jack as single and solitary as a lion in a desert.
And as much avoided, for no crime upon earth but the want of money.
Pox on the morals of this age. Men must not be poor, and yet idleness is the root of all evil. And yet, for God's sake, the world's wide enough. I say, déjalos al bullicio. Fortune has taken the weak under her protection, but men of sense are left to their industry.
Upon which topic we proceed, and I think, luckily, hitherto, would not any man swear now that I am a man of quality, and you my servant, when, if our intrinsic value were known...
Come, we are the men of intrinsic value who can strike our fortunes out of ourselves, whose worth is independent of accidents in life or revolutions in government. We have heads to get money and hearts to spend it.
As to our hearts, I grant you, they are as willing tits as any within 20 degrees, but I can have no great opinion of our heads from the service they have done us hitherto, unless it be that they have brought us from London hither to Litchfield, me dressed as a lord, and you as my servant.
Yeah, that's more than many a mind could accomplish. But what money have we left?
But £200.
And our horses, clothes, rings. etc. Pues, tenemos muy buena fortuna ahora para gente moderada. And let me tell you that this 200-pound, with the experience that we are now masters of, is a better estate than the 10 we have spent. Our friends indeed began to suspect that our pockets were low, but we came off with flying colors, showed no signs of want either in word or deed.
Aye, and our going to Brussels was a good pretense for our sudden disappearing. And I warrant you, our friends imagine that we are gone volunteering for the poor, rather than to join their ranks.
Why, if this prospect fails, it must e'en come to that. But I am for venturing one of the hundreds, if you will, upon this knight errantry, our stratagem.
Find the lady.
Yeah, the rich lady.
Well, marry her.
Have her dowry.
Return to London.
Live!
Yes.
But, in case our endeavor should fail, we'll reserve the last 100 para que nos lleven hacia alguna contrascarpa where we may die as we lived, in a blaze.
With all my heart. And we have lived justly, Archer. We can't say that we have spent our fortunes, but that we have enjoyed them.
Oh, and at the best of markets, too. Ah! London! London. Well, we have had our share. Y entonces demos gracias. Past pleasures, for aught I know, are best, for we are sure of them. Those to come may disappoint us.
There we disagree. For I believe in seducing a beautiful woman of fortune. I may yet have what I could never snatch in London. That is, the chance to fall in love.
Oh, yeah. Faith, Tom, you're such an amorous puppy that I'm afraid you'll spoil our sport. You can't counterfeit the passion without feeling it.
Well, true, but 'tis no threat to our design, dear Frank, for I never felt the stirring of passion for any woman worth less than 6,000 pounds.
Well, I won't dispute it now. You command for the day, and so I, your footman, must submit. At Nottingham, you know I am to play your master.
And at Lincoln, I again.
Then at Norwich, I, which I think shall be our last stage, for if we fail there, we'll embark for Holland, bid adieu to Venus, and welcome to Mars.
I'll drink to that.
Our landlord returns.
What will your worship please to have for supper?
What have you got?
Sir, we have a delicate piece of beef in the pot and a pig at the fire.
Good supper meat, I must confess, but I can't eat beef, landlord.
And I hate pig.
Hold your prating, sirrah. Do you know who you are?
Please, it's your lordship to bespeak something else. I have everything in the house.
Oh, get me some rabbit's fricasseed.
Fricasseed. Lord, sir, they'll eat much better smothered with onions.
Oh, I hate onions.
Again, sirrah! Well, landlord, what you please. But hold, I have a small charge of money, and your house is so full of strangers that I believe it may be safer in your custody than mine. Here, sirrah, give the landlord our strong box.
Yes, sir.
There, landlord. The locks are sealed down both for your security and mine. It holds somewhat above 200 pounds. Be sure you lay it where I may have it at a minute's warning. Perhaps I may be gone in half an hour. Perhaps I may be your guest till the best part of that be spent. Then pray order your ostler to keep my horses always saddled. But one thing above the rest, I must beg, that you would let this rude fellow, my footman, have none of your ale, for he's a notorious lightweight. Come, sirrah, light me to my chamber.
Cherry? Daughter Cherry?
Do you call, father?
Aye, child, you must lay by this box for the gentleman. 'Tis full of money.
Money? All that money? Why, sure, father, the gentleman comes to be chosen Parliament man. Who is he?
I don't know what to make of him. He talks of keeping his horses ready saddled and of going perhaps at a minute's warning.
Aye. 10 to 1, father, he's a highwayman.
Highwayman upon my life, girl, you've hit it. And these boxes, some new purchase, bounty. Now, could we find him out? The money were ours.
He don't belong to our gang.
Why, then we may betray him with a safe conscience. I don't think it lawful to harbour any lawbreakers, but my own. Look-ye, daughter, as the saying is, we must go cunningly to work. Proofs we must have. The gentleman's servant loves drink. I'll ply him that way. And 10 to 1, he loves a wench. So you must work him the other way.
Father, would you have me give my secret for his?
£200, Cherry. Coming. Daughter, mind your business.
But what a rogue is my father, that for the sake of a tiny fortune he would betray his guest and debauch his daughter. Ugh, and by a footman too.
What footman, mistress, is so happy as to be the subject of your contemplation?
Whoever he is, friend, he'll be none the better for it.
I hope so, for I'm sure you did not think of me.
Suppose I had.
Why, then you're but even with me. For the minute I came in, I was considering in what manner I should make love to you.
Love to me, friend?
Yes, child.
Oh, child, manners!
What need have I of manners? I'm a footman, not a fop.
If you kept a little more distance, footman, it would become you much better.
Distance. Good night, sauce box.
Pretty fellow, I like his pride. Oh, sir! You see, sir, I have the credit to be entrusted with your master's fortune here, which sets me a degree above his footman. I hope, sir, you are not affronted.
Let me look you full in the face, and I'll tell you whether you can affront me or no. Sdeath, child. You have a delicate pair of eyes, and you don't even know what to do with them.
Why, sir, don't I see everybody?
Aye, but you could kill him if you wanted to. Prithee, instruct me. I would fain make love to you, but I don't know what to say.
Why? Did you never make love to anybody before? Should have known.
Let it comfort you that, till now, my addresses have always been confined to people within my own sphere. I never before aspired as high as an innkeeper's daughter.
Do you mock me, sir?
You take offense, madam.
Suppose I did.
Then I would kiss you for the apology. I fancy your lips are un panal de abejas.
What?
Honeycombs.
I wish they were bees, sir, that might sting you for your impudence.
There's a swarm of cupids, mi pequeña Afrodita, that has done the business much better.
What's your name, sir?
Name? Coño, se me ha olvidado. Oh! Martin.
Where were you born?
St. Martin's Parish.
What was your father?
St. Martin's Parish.
How illuminating. Good night, St. Martin's Parish.
I hope not.
You may depend upon it.
Upon what?
That you're very impudent.
That you're very beautiful.
Oh, that you're a footman.
That you're an angel.
I shall be rude.
So shall I.
Oh, let go my hand!
Give me a kiss.
Cherry! Daughter Cherry!
That's what my father calls, oh, you plaguey devil hunters, do you stop my breath so? Offer to follow me one step, if you dare.
Un buen reto. Por Dios. Well, this is a pretty fair opening of an adventure. But we are knight errants, and so fortune be our guide.
Morrow, my dear sister, are you for church this morning?
Anywhere to pray, for heaven alone can help me. But I think, Dorinda, there's no form of prayer in the liturgy against bad husbands.
But there's a form of law in Doctor's Common, and I swear, Sister Solon, rather than see you thus continually discontented, I would advise you apply to that. For your example gives me such a bad impression of matrimony that I shall be apt condemn my person to a nunnery all my life. Oh, but supposing, madam, that you brought it to a case of separation, what can you urge against your husband, my elder brother? He is first and foremost the most constant man alive.
The most constant husband, I grant you.
He never sleeps from you.
No, he always sleeps with me.
He allows you a maintenance suitable to your quality.
A maintenance! Do you take me, madam, por una niñata, that I must sit down and bless my benefactors for meat, drink, and clothes? As I take it, madam, I brought your brother 10,000 pounds, out of which I might expect some pretty things called pleasures.
You share in all the pleasures that the country affords.
Country pleasures! Racks and torments! Dost think, child, that my limbs were made for leaping of ditches y trepando sobre montantes? Or my London pride por los logros rurales of drinking fat ale and smoking tobacco with my husband? Or of spreading of plasters and stilling rosemary water with the good old gentlewoman, my mother-in-law?
I'm sorry, madam, that it is not more in our power to divert you. But pray tell me, sister, how came the poets and philosophers that labored so much in hunting after pleasure to place it at last in a country life?
Because they wanted money, child, to find out the pleasures of the town. Did you ever see a poet or philosopher worth 10,000 pounds? If you can show me such a man, I'll lay you 50 pounds you'll find him somewhere within the weekly bills. Oh, but yonder I see my husband. And a sweet one it is. Come, Dorinda, don't be angry. He's my husband and your brother. And between both, is he not a sad brute?
But I have nothing to say to your part of him. You're the best judge.
Oh, sister! Sister, if ever you marry, beware of a sullen, silent borrachín, uno que siempre está contemplando, pero nunca pensando.
I'm not sure.
A stupid man. Beware a stupid man, especially one who comes clomping to bed most every morning, drunk as a fish at the sweet, drowsy hour of 4.
He didn't.
He did. Oh, but now you shall see how handsomely, being a well-bred man, he will beg my pardon. Good morrow, husband.
My head aches consumedly.
Will you be pleased, my dear, to drink tea with us this morning? It may do your head good.
No.
Coffee, brother?
Will you please to dress and go to church with me? The air may help you.
Scrub!
Sir,
What day of the week is this?
Sunday, and it please your worship.
Sunday. Bring me a dram. And do you hear, set out the venison pasty and a tankard of strong beer upon the hall table. I'll go to breakfast.
Stay, brother. You shan't get off so. You were very naughty last night and must make your wife reparation. Come, brother. Won't you ask pardon?
For what?
For being drunk last night.
I can afford it, can't I?
But I can't, sir.
Well, then you may leave it alone.
But I must tell you, sir, that this is not to be borne.
Pshaw! Women were made to bear.
What is the reason, sir, that you use me thus inhumanly?
Scrub!
Sir,
Get things ready to shave my head.
Inveterate stupidity. Did you ever know so obstinate a spleen as his? Sister, I shall never have good of the beast till I get him to town. London, dear London, is the place for managing and breaking a husband.
But has not a husband the same opportunities there for humbling a wife?
No, no, child. A man dare not play the tyrant in London because there are so many examples to encourage the subject to rebel. Oh, Dorinda, a fine woman may do anything in London. On my conscience, she may raise an army of 40,000 men.
I fancy, sister, you have a mind to be trying your powers that way here in Lichfield. You have drawn the French count to your colors already.
The French are a people that can't live without their gallantries.
And some English, I know, sister, are not averse to such amusements.
Well, sister, since the truth must out, I think one way to rouse my lethargic, sottish husband is to give him a rival. En todas personas, la seguridad engendra la negligencia y para que los hombres estén al tanto de sus deberes, hay que mantenerlos alertos. Women are like pictures at an auction, of no value in the hands of a fool till he hears men of sense bid high for the purchase.
This might do, sister, if my brother's understanding were to be convinced into a passion for you. But I fancy there's a natural aversion on his side that I fancy goes both ways.
I own it. We are united contradictions, fire and water. But I could be contented, like a great many other wives, to give the world an appearance of living well with my husband. Could I bring him but to dissemble a little kindness to keep me in countenance?
But what if, instead of rousing your husband by the stratagem to a counterfeit kindness, he should awake in a real fury?
Let him. If I can't entice him to the one, I would provoke him to the other.
But how must I behave myself between you?
You must assist me.
What, against my own brother?
He's but half a brother, and I'm your entire friend. If I go a step beyond the bounds of honor, leave me. Till then, I expect you should go along with me in everything. Le Comte is to dine here today.
'Tis a strange thing, sister, that I can't like that man.
You like nothing. Your time is not come. Love and death have their fatalities, and strike home one time or other, y por las dos cosas pagarás algún día, te lo garantizo. But come, sweet girl, your mother's tea is ready, and 'tis almost church time.
And was she the daughter of the house?
Our landlord is so blind as to think so, but I dare swear she has better blood in her veins.
Why does think so?
Well, because the baggage has una calidad vivaz. I mean, she reads plays, keeps a monkey, and is troubled with vapors.
Ooh. Ooh. Sweet cherry. I must take her in hand.
Hey, one more word of that and I'll reveal the whole plot, spoil your sport there and everywhere else. Look you, Aimwell, every man in his own sphere.
And therefore you must pimp for your master.
In the usual forms, good sir. That is, after I have served myself. Bueno, a nuestra treta. You are so well dressed, Tom, and make so handsome a figure that I fancy you may do execution to the ladies in a country church.
Such is my design. The appearance of a stranger in a country church draws as many gazers as a shooting star. No sooner he comes into the cathedral, but a train of whispers runs buzzing around the congregation in a moment. Who is he? Whence comes he? Do you know him? Then I tip the verger with half a crown. He pockets the simony and inducts me into the best pew in the church. I pull out my snuff box, turn myself round, bow to the bishop, sing aloud a beauty, rivet both my eyes to hers, and show the whole church my passion by my endeavoring to hide it. Whereupon she, in good earnest, falls in love with me.
There's nothing in this, Tom, without a precedent. But instead of riveting your eyes to a beauty, try to fix them upon a fortune. That's our business at present.
No woman can be a beauty without a fortune. Let me alone, for I am a marksman.
Yeah, you are a sinner.
Pot kettle.
When were you last at church?
I was there at the coronation.
5 years ago.
Aye.
Then how can you expect a blessing by going to church now?
Blessing? Nay, Frank, I go expecting a curse. That is, a wife. Let's go our ways.
Well, daughter, as the saying is, have you brought Martin to confess?
Pray, Father, don't put me upon getting anything out of a man. I'm young, sir, and I don't understand wheedling.
Young? Why, you jade, as the saying is. Can any woman wheedle that is not young? Your mother was useless by the time she got to 25. Not wheedle. I tell you, daughter, the man's silence confesses it, and his master spends his money so freely and is so much a gentleman that he must be a highwayman.
Landlord? Landlord, is the coast clear?
Oh, Mr. Gibbet. What's the news?
No matter. Ask no questions. All fair and honorable. Here, my dear Cherry. 200 sterling pounds, as good as any that ever hanged or saved a rogue. Laying by with the rest. And here, 3 wedding or mourning rings. It's much the same, you know? Here, 2 silver-hilted swords. I took those from fellows that never show any part of their swords but the hilts. And this gold watch I took from a pawnbroker's wife. It was left in her hands by a person of quality. There's the arms upon the case.
So who owed you the money from?
From a poor sweet lady just eloped from her husband. She had made up her cargo and was bound for Ireland as hard as she could drive. She told me of her husband's barbarous abuse, and so I left her half a crown. Oh, but I had almost forgot, my dear Cherry. I have a present for you.
What is it?
A pot of rouge, madam, that I took out of a lady's underpocket.
Oh, fine, Mr. Gibbet, do you think that I paint my face?
I think if you do not, you should. There's no woman's face so beautiful it cannot be improved.
Nor no man's gift so offensive it cannot be accepted.
Here, thou jade, take my cloak and go secure the premises.
Aye, go, daughter. But harkye, Gibbet, where's Bagshot?
He'll be here tonight.
And do you know of any other highwaymen on this road?
No.
I fancy that I have 2 that lodge in the house just now.
The devil. How can you tell?
Why, the one who's gone to church.
That's suspicious, I must confess.
And the other is now in his master's chamber. He pretends to be servant to the other. Well, we'll call him out and pump him a little.
With all my heart.
Mr. Martin! Mr. Martin!
Ooh, a good pretty fellow that. Whose servant are you, friend?
My master's?
Really?
Really?
That's much. The fellow has been at the bar by his evasions. But pray, sir, what is your master's name?
Name, sir?
Yes, your master's name.
I never asked him his name in my life.
Well, Mr. Gibbet, what think you now?
Plain. He talks now as if he were before a judge. But pray, friend, which way does your master travel?
A horseback.
But I mean, does he go upwards or downwards?
Downwards, I fear, sir, and so do we all.
Mr. Martin, you're very arch. Pox on him, there's no getting anything out of him. Come, Captain, you'll stay tonight, I suppose. I'll show you to a chamber. Come, Captain.
Farewell, friend.
Captain, your servant. Un hombre guapito. But if he's a captain, I'm a Frenchman.
What, gone? I mean, Martin here. Oh, I hope he did not hear us. I would not have him think I willingly keep company with thieves, for I would oblige him to love me. Mr. Martin! Who is that man with my father?
Some recruiting sergeant, I suppose. A captain of the first rank.
Oh, all safe, I find.
But come, my dear. Have you studied the catechism I taught you last night?
Come, question me.
What is love?
Love is, I know not what. It comes, I know not how, and goes, I know not when.
Very well, an apt scholar. Where does love enter?
Into the eyes.
And where go out?
I won't tell you.
What are the objects of that passion?
Youth, beauty, and clean linen.
The reason?
The first two are fashionable in nature, and the third at court.
Así es. And why is love called a riddle?
Because, being blind, he leads those that see, and though a child, he governs a man.
And why should love that's a child govern a man?
Because a child is the end of love.
And so ends love's catechism. And now, my dear, we'll go in and make my master's bed.
Oh, hold, Mr. Martin. You have taken a great deal of pains to instruct me, and what do you think I've learned by it?
What?
That your discourse and your habit are contradictions, and it would be nonsense in me to believe you a footman any longer.
Ay, qué brujería.
Oh, come! Sir, admit to me that this livery is a falsehood, for I will never believe you wear it honestly. Do. Own your condition. Swear you love me, and then...
And then we shall go make my master's bed?
Yes.
You must know, then, that I am born a gentleman. My education was liberal, but I went to London a younger brother. Fell into the hands of sharpers who stripped me of my money. My friends disowned me, and now my necessity brings me to what you see.
Then take my hand. Promise to marry me before you sleep, and I'll make you master of 2,000 pounds.
Pardon?
2,000 pounds that I have this minute in my own custody. So throw off your livery this instant, and I'll go find a parson.
Yeah, what said you? A parson?
Oh, what? Do you scruple?
Scruple? No, about 2,000 pounds, you say?
And better.
Stats, what shall I do? But harkee, child, why make me the master of yourself and money when you may have the same pleasure out of me and still keep your fortune in your hands?
And you won't marry me.
I would marry you, but...
Oh, sweet sir, you're fairly caught. Would you persuade me that any gentleman who could bear the scandal of wearing a livery would refuse 2,000 pounds on any condition? No, indeed. But I hope you'll pardon the freedom I have taken, since it was only to inform myself of the respect that I ought to pay you.
Justamente molido, por Dios. Hold! Have you actually 2,000 pounds?
Sir, I have my secrets as well as you, though I own I cannot disguise mine with a Spanish tongue.
Tentadora insolente.
When you please to be more open, I shall be more free. And be assured that I have discoveries that will match yours, be what they will. In the meanwhile, be satisfied that no discovery that I make shall ever hurt you. But beware my father.
So, We're like to have as many adventures in our inn as Don Quixote had in his. Now it. 2,000 pounds. If the wench would promise to die when the money were spent, egad, one would marry her, but the fortune may dwindle in a year or two, and the wife may live Lord knows how long. And then, an innkeeper's daughter, this is el diablo. There my pride brings me off. For whatsoe'er the sages charge on pride, the angels fall and 20 faults beside. On earth, I'm sure, mongst us of mortal calling, pride saves man oft, and woman too, from falling.
My dear sister, let me embrace thee. Now we are friends indeed, for I shall have a secret of yours as a pledge for mine. Now I shall have you conversable in the subjects of the sex.
Oh, but do you think I am so weak as to fall in love with a fellow at first sight?
Pshaw! Now you spoil all. Why should not we be as free in our friendship as the men? I warrant you, the gentleman has gone to his friend already, has avowed his passion, toasted your health, and called you 10,000 angels in a description that warms his second enjoyment.
Oh, your hand, sister. I am not well.
Mírala, ya se pone caliente. Come, child, up with it. Now tell me, don't you like the gentleman that we saw at church just now?
The man's well enough.
Well enough? Is he not a demigod, a Narcissus, a star, the man in the moon?
Oh, sister, I'm extremely ill.
Shall I send to your mother, child, for a little of her cephalic plaster to put to the soles of your feet? Or shall I send to the gentleman for a cure? The man is a very pretty fellow. I saw him when he first came into church.
I saw him too, sister, and with an air that shone like rays about his person.
Well said! Up with it?
No forward coquette behavior, no airs to set him off, no studied looks nor artful posture. But nature did it all.
Better and better!
On his looks, did you see his eyes?
Yes, I did. His eyes, well, what of his eyes?
Sprightly, but not wandering. They seemed to view, but never gazed on anything but me. And then his looks were so humble and yet so noble that they aimed to tell me that he could with pride die at my feet, though he scorned servitude anywhere else.
Esta droga funciona puramente. How do you find yourself now, my dear?
Much better, I think. Oh, here comes our Mercury. Well, Scrub, what news of the gentleman?
No news, good madam, for there's none in town knows who he is.
What, none?
But some think he's a spy, some guess that he's a highwayman, but for my own part, I believe he's a Jesuit.
A Jesuit? Why a Jesuit?
Well, because he keeps his horses always ready saddled, and his footman talks in strange tongues.
His footman?
Aye, he and the Count's valet were jabbering French like two ducks in a mill pond, but I could have sworn he was muttering French before.
Really?
What sort of livery has the footman?
Livery? Lord, madam, I took him for a captain. He's so bedizened with lace. I warrant you, madam, he's clear another sort of man than I.
Fácilmente podría ser. But what shall we do now, sister?
I have a plot. Scrub.
Madam.
My sister and I would be acquainted with this voluble footman. You must go and get acquainted with him and invite him hither to drink a bottle of your ale because you're butler tonight.
Yes, madam, I'm butler every Sunday.
Oh, brave! Sister, on my conscience, es la mejor treta del mundo. Your mother will be gone to church, my spouse will be got to the alehouse with his scoundrels, and the house will be our own. So we drop in by accident and ask the fellow some questions ourselves.
Ladies, dinner's upon the table.
Thank you, Gypsy. Scrub.
Yes, madam.
We'll excuse your waiting. Go where we ordered you.
I shall.
Well, Tom, I find you're a true marksman.
A marksman. Who so blind could be as not discern a swan among the ravens?
Well, but harkee, Aimwell.
Aimwell? Call me Tristan, Romeo, Amadis, all that romance can in a lover paint, and then I'll answer. Oh, Archer, I read her thousands in her looks. She looked like Demeter in her harvest. Corn, wine and oil, milk and honey, gardens, groves, and purling streams played on her face.
Her face? Her pocket, you mean. The corn, wine, and oil lies there. In short, she has 10,000 pounds. That's the English on it.
Her eyes?
Her eyes are demi-cannons, to be sure, so I won't stand their battery.
Pray, excuse me. My passion must have vent.
Passion? Get plaga. Do you think these romantic airs will do our business? It's money we're after, Aimwell. Money, not love.
Mr. Martin, there's an honest fellow below, as the saying is, my Lady Bountiful's butler, who begs the honour that you would go home with him and see his cellar.
Give my compliments to the man and tell him I will do myself the honor to wait on him immediately.
What do I hear? Soft Orpheus play and fair Calypso sing?
Damn your raptures. I tell you, here's a pump going to be put into the vessel and the ship will get into harbor, my life on it. You said there's another lady there? Very handsome and rich?
Yes, Faith.
I'm in love with her already.
Well, then you won't have Sweet Cherry, the innkeeper's daughter?
If she would be sweet, I'd have her, but as she will be virtuous, I'll none.
Landlord, have you any tolerable company in the house? I don't care for dining alone.
Yes, sir, there's a captain below, as the saying is, that arrived about an hour ago.
Gentlemen of his coat are welcome everywhere. Go, tell him I should be glad of his company.
Who shall I tell him, sir, would make his acquaintance?
Está bien, eso nunca lo decidimos.
Say I'm only a traveler like himself and would be glad of his company. That's all.
I obey your commands, as the saying is.
Staff, I almost forgot till he asked, what title will you give yourself?
Oh, my brothers, to be sure. He would never give me anything else, so I'll make bold with his reputation this bout. You know the rest of your cue.
Aye.
Sir, I'm yours.
Oh, 'tis more than I deserve, sir, for I don't know you.
I don't wonder at that, sir, for you never saw me before. I hope.
And pray, sir, how came I by the honor of seeing you now?
Sir, I scorn to intrude upon any gentleman, but my landlord said that you...
Oh, sir. Sir, I ask your pardon. You're the captain he told me of?
At your service, sir.
Oh. What regiment, may I be so bold?
A marching regiment, sir. An old corps.
Very old, if your coat be regimental. You have served abroad, sir?
Yes, sir. In the plantations. 'Twas my lot to be sent into the worst service. The Indies, you know? I would have quitted it indeed, but a man of honor, you know. Anything for the good of one's country. I'm a Roman for that.
You found the Indies very hot, sir?
Aye, sir. Too hot for me.
Pray, sir, haven't I seen your face at Will's Chocolate House?
I think not, sir.
No? And where is your company now, Captain?
They are not come yet.
Why, do you expect them here?
They'll be here tonight, sir.
Which way do they march?
Across the country. A pox on this inquisitive fellow. The devil's in it if I hadn't said enough to persuade him of the truth.
Is your company to quarter in Litchfield?
In this house, sir.
What? All?
Oh, my company's but thin. We are but three.
You're merry, sir.
Aye, sir. You must excuse me, sir. I understand the world, especially the art of traveling. And I am credibly informed that there are highwaymen upon this quarter.
What?
Not, sir, that I could suspect a gentleman of your figure, but truly, sir, I have such a way of evasion upon the road that I don't care for speaking truth to any man.
And I presume you're no captain.
Not I, sir. Captain is a good traveling name, and so I take it. Stops a great many foolish inquiries that are generally made about gentlemen that travel. So.
And pray, sir, what is your true profession?
Oh, sir, you must excuse me. Upon my word, sir, I don't think it is safe to tell you.
Upon my word, sir, I commend you. Well, Mr. Boniface, what's the news?
There's another gentleman below, as the saying is, that would be glad to make the third man of your party, if you would give him leave.
What is he?
A clergyman, as the saying is.
A clergyman? Now, is he really a clergyman, or is it only his traveling name, as my friend the captain has it?
Oh, sir, he's a priest and chaplain to the French officers in town.
Is he a Frenchman?
Yes, sir, born at Brussels.
A Frenchman and a priest? I won't be seen in his company, sir. I have a value for my reputation, sir.
Nay, but Captain, since we are by ourselves, can he speak English, landlord?
Very well, sir.
Then he has been in England before?
Never, sir, but he's a master of languages, as the saying is. He talks Latin.
Pray, desire him to walk up.
No, here he is, as the saying is.
Save your gentleman's boat.
A Frenchman, indeed. Sir, your most humble servant.
Oh, dear joy, I am your most faithful servant, and yours also.
Doctor, you talk very good English, but you have a mighty twang of the foreigner.
My English is very veiled for the words, but we foreigners, cannot bring our tongues about the pronunciation so soon.
A foreigner, a downright Irishman by this light. Were you born in France, doctor?
I was educated in France, but I was born at Brussels. I am a subject of the King of Spain, Joy.
What King of Spain, sir? Speak!
Upon my soul, Joy, I cannot tell you as yet.
Nay, Captain, that was too hard upon the doctor. Remember, he's a foreigner. Here, landlord, is dinner ready?
Upon the table, as the saying is.
Gentlemen, pray, that door.
Oh, no, Faith, the captain must lead.
No, doctor. The church is our guide.
I Aye, so it is.
Here they come, drunk as two fishes. Now, as I am a good lady's maid, I'll hide me and see if there's aught I can glean from their raillery.
Come, my dear boy, let's have that song once more.
No, no, we shall disturb the family. But will you be sure to keep the secret?
Upon my honor, as I am a gentleman.
'Tis enough. You must know, then, that my master is the Lord Viscount Aimwell. He fought a duel the other day in London. He wounded his man so dangerously that he thinks fit to withdraw till he hears whether the gentleman's wounds be mortal or not. Thus make we here in Lichfield.
And that's enough for me.
But, alas, dear fellow, if you should chance to talk now of my master's business...
Talk! Mister, had I not learned the knack of holding my tongue, I had never lived so long in a great family.
Aye, to be sure, there are secrets in all families.
Secrets! Aye, but I'll say no more. Come, sit down. We'll make an end of our tankard.
With all my heart. Who knows, but you and I may come to be better acquainted, huh? Here's to your ladies' healths. You have 3 ladies in your house, I think? And to be sure, there must be secrets among them.
Secrets? Oh, sure. I wish I had a friend.
Am I not your friend? Come, you and I will be sworn brothers.
Shall we?
Oh. From this minute, brother Scrub.
Then, Brother Martin, I will tell you a secret that will make your hair stand on end. You must know I am consumedly in love.
That's a terrible secret.
That jade gypsy that was just with us now in the cellar is the errantest whore that ever wore a petticoat, and I'm dying of love for her.
Are you in love with her person or her virtue, Brother Scrub?
I should like virtue best because it is more durable than beauty. For virtue holds good with some women long and many a day after they have lost it.
In the country, I grant you, where no woman's virtue is lost till a bastard be found. But how comes your agony, Brother Scrub?
The old way, Brother Martin, by a priest.
A priest?
Aye, a damn son of a whore of Babylon that came hither to say grace to the French officers and eat up our provisions at the supper table.
How came he so familiar in the family?
Because he speaks English as if he had lived here all his life and tells lies as if he had been a traveler from the cradle.
And this French priest, I'm afraid, has converted the affections of your gypsy?
Converted! I am perverted, my dear friend, for I'm afraid he has made her a whore and a papist. But this is not all. There's a French count called Belair and Mrs. Sullen.
Oh, the wife of the squire?
Aye, sir. They're in a confederacy and endeavor some private ends of their own, to be sure.
A very hopeful family, yours, Brother Scrub. I suppose the young lady Dorinda has some secret lover, too?
Not that I know. She's the best of them, that's the truth on it, and the sweetest mistress a man could serve.
But what ladies are those?
Well, ours. The one upon the right hand is Mrs. Sullen, and the other is Miss Dorinda. Pay him no mind.
I have heard women in London talk of the Viscount Aimwell, but they say his younger brother Thomas is the finer gentleman.
That's impossible, sister.
The elder is vastly rich, but very shy, they say.
No matter for that. If I can creep into his heart, I'll open his breast. I have heard people say that people of quality may be guessed at by the behavior of their servants. Oh, I could wish we might talk to that fellow, his footman.
So do I. Me parece un hombre bastante guapo. Come this way. I'll drop a net for him presently.
Wine and oil indeed. But I think the wife has the greatest plenty of flesh and blood. Ella es quien yo quisiera. What's this? She dropped her glove.
Some woman's trick on my life.
Trick or no trick, the article must be returned. Madam! Your ladyship's glove.
Oh, sir, I thank you.
You're very obliging, sir.
Hombre no debe ser nada menos cuando se enfrenta con tanta belleza. Brother Scrub, why don't you introduce me?
Oh, ladies, this is the servant to the strange gentleman you saw at church today. I understood he came from London, so I invited him to the cellar to share a bottle and take a friend.
And I hope you have made much of him?
Oh, yes, madam, but the strength of your ladyship's liquor is a little too potent for the constitution of your humble servant.
What? Then you don't usually drink ale?
No, madam. My constant drink is tea, or a little wine and water. 'Tis prescribed to me by the physician for a remedy against the spleen.
Woohoo! Oh, a footman have the spleen?
I thought that distemper had been only proper to people of quality.
Madam, like all other fashions, it wears out and so descends to their servants.
How finely he talks. How long, pray, have you served your present master?
Oh, not long. My life has been mostly spent in the service of the ladies.
And pray, which service do you like best?
Madam, the ladies pay best. The honor of serving them is sufficient wages. Hay un encanto en su mirada que entrega placeres con sus mandamientos. Well, and gives our duty the wings of inclination.
But friend, if your master be married, I presume you still serve a lady?
Oh, no, madam. I take care never to come into a married family, but the commands of the master and the mistress are always so contrary that 'tis impossible to please both.
There's a main point gained. My lord Aimwell is not married, I find.
But I wonder, friend, that in so many good services, you had not a better provision made for you.
Oh, his services are infinite, madam. He sings rarely. I was thought to warble pretty well here in the country till he came, but lack a day, I'm nothing to my brother Martin.
Is thou so? Pray, sir, will you oblige us with a song?
Are you for passion or humor?
Anything with a sweet melody.
Alas, madam, my voice is a trifle, but since you command me. Tom, he was a piper's son. He learned to play when he was young. The only tune that he could play was over the hills and far away. Over the hills and a long way off, the wind shall blow my top knot off. Now Tom with his pipe made such a noise that he pleased both the girls and boys, and they did dance when he did play.
Over the hills and far away.
Over the hills and a long way off,
the wind shall blow my top knot off. Very well, sir. We're obliged to you. ¿Algo para un par de guantes?
Keep your money, madam. I would not dishonor the patronage of my master by accepting wages elsewhere. Besides, seguro que tienes mejores maneras para enseñar tu gratitud.
This is surprising. Did you ever see so pretty a footman?
The devil take him for wearing that livery.
I fancy, sister, he may be some gentleman, a friend of my lord's, that his lordship has pitched upon for his courage, fidelity, and discretion to bear him company in this dress.
It is so. It must be so, and it shall be so, for I like him.
What? Better than the count?
The count happened to be the most agreeable man upon the place, and so I chose him to serve me in a design upon my husband. But I should like this fellow better in a design upon myself.
But now, sister, for an interview with Lord Aimwell and this gentleman, how shall we bring that about?
Patience. You country ladies give no quarter if once you be entered. Would you prevent their desires and give the fellows no wishing time? Look ye, Dorinda, if my Lord Aimwell loves and deserves you, he'll find a way to see you. And there we must leave it. Oh, my business comes now apace. Have you prepared your brother?
Yes.
And how did he relish it?
He said little, mumbled something to himself, promised to be guided by me. Oh, but here he comes.
What singing was that I heard just now?
The singing in your head, my dear. You complained of it all day.
You're impertinent.
I was ever so since I became one flesh with you.
One flesh. Rather, two carcasses joined unnaturally together.
Or rather, a living soul coupled to a dead body.
So this is fine encouragement for me to marry?
Yes, my wife shows you what you must do.
And my husband shows you what you must suffer.
Death, why can't you be silent?
Joder, ¿por qué no eres capaz de hablar?
Do you talk to any purpose?
You think to any purpose?
Sister Harky. And I shan't be home till it be late.
What did he whisper to you?
That he would go round the back way, come into the closet, and listen as I directed him. But let me beg you once more, dear sister, to drop this project. For as I told you before, you may provoke him to a rage, and then who knows how far his brutality may carry him.
I'm provided to receive him, I warrant you. Ooh, but here comes the Count. Vanish! Don't you wonder, Monsieur le Comte, that I was not at church this afternoon?
I more wonder, madame, that you go there at all, or how you dare to lift those eyes to heaven that are guilty of so much killing.
If heaven, sir, has given to my eyes with the power of killing the virtue of making a cure, I hope the one may atone for the other.
Oh, largely, madame, would your ladyship be as ready to apply the remedy as to give the wound? Consider, madame, I am doublement a prisoner, first to your wretched English government, then to your more conquering eyes. Ah, my first chains are easy there, a ransom may redeem me, but from your fetters I never shall get free.
Alas, sir, why should you complain to me of your captivity, who am in chains myself? I am like you, a prisoner of war, for I have given my parole of honor. Would you break yours to gain your liberty?
Absolument. Then, madame, here at your feet will I with tears, vows, et prières assault your heart, and never rise till you surrender, or, if I must storm, love and Saint Michael. And so, I begin the attack.
Oh, stand off! Sure, my husband hears me not, and I could almost wish he did not. The fellow makes love very prettily. But, sir, why should you so value my person when you see it despised by one that knows it so much better?
He knows it not, though he possesses it. If he but knew the value of the jewel he is master of, he would always wear it next to his heart and sleep with it in his arms, as I shall do thee.
Hold, villain, hold!
Do you hold?
What? Murder your husband to defend your bully?
bullied. For shame, Mr. Sullen. Bullies wear long swords. The gentleman has none. He's a French prisoner, you know. I predicted your outrage and prepared this pistol to receive your violence, or, if occasion were, to preserve myself against the force of this other gentleman.
Oh, madame! Your eyes be better firearms than your pistol. They never miss.
What? Court my wife to my face?
Pray, Mr. Sullen, put up your sword. Suspend your fury for a minute.
To give you time to invent an excuse?
I need none.
No, for I heard every syllable of your discourse.
Ah, and Begar, I think the dialogue was very pretty.
Then, I suppose, husband, you heard something of your own barbarity.
Barbarity? Zoons, what does she call barbarity? Do I ever meddle with you?
No.
As for you, sir, I shall take another time.
Ah, Begar, and so must I.
Looky, madam, don't think that my anger proceeds from any concern I have for your honor, but for my own. And if you can contrive any way of being a whore without making me a cuckold, do it, and be welcome.
So, you would allow me the sin, but rob me of the pleasure. No. I'm resolved never to venture upon the crime of infidelity without the satisfaction of seeing you punished for it.
I care not. But harkee, wife, do you let anybody do you the favor but a Frenchman? For I mortally hate his whole generation.
Ungrateful Begar! He does not comprehend the treasure here. Madame.
Oh, no, sir.
Oh, no, sir. Garzoon, madame, I am not your husband.
'Tis time to undeceive you. I brought you hither only as an instrument to set me right with him, for he was planted in the closet to listen by my appointment.
By your appointment?
Certainly.
And so, madame, while I was telling 20 stories to part you from your husband, Begar, I was bringing you together all the while?
I ask your pardon, sir, but I hope this will give you a taste of the virtue of the English ladies.
Begar, madame, your virtue be very great, but Garzoon, your honesty be very petite.
Oh, Dorinda, a welcome epilogue to this pageant. Well, sister, you must be judge, for you have heard the trial.
And witnessed my brother's guilt.
But I must bear the punishment. 'Tis hard, sister.
You must have patience.
Patience! The cant of custom is, Providence sends no evil without a remedy. Should I lie groaning under a yoke I can shake off, I were accessory to my ruin, and my patience were no better than self-murder.
But how can you shake off the yoke? Your divisions don't come within the reach of the law for a divorce.
Law! What law can search into the remote abyss of nature? What evidence can prove the insufficiencies of wedlock? Can a jury sum up all the endless aversions that are rooted in our souls? Or can a bench of lawyers give judgment upon antipathies? No. Dorinda, nature is the first lawgiver, and when she has set tempers opposite, not all the golden links of wedlock nor iron manacles of law can keep them fast. Must man, the chiefest work of art divine, be doomed in endless discord to repine? No, we should injure heaven by that surmise. Omnipotence is just, were man but wise. But alas, I live in England, a country whose women are its glory. Nay, a country governed by a woman, her gracious majesty, Queen Anne. Then why must England's women be abused? Where women rule, must women be entrapped? Nay, cheated into captivity, mocked by the promise of comfortable society into a wilderness of solitude. I dare not keep the thought about me. Oh, here comes something to divert me.
I beg pardon for my intrusion, your ladyship. The footman told me I'd find you in here. You are Lady Bountiful, are you not?
Well, good woman, go on.
I have come 17 long mile to have a cure for my husband's sore leg.
Your husband? What, woman, cure your husband?
Aye, poor man, for his sore leg won't let him stir from home.
There, I confess you have given me a reason. Well, good woman, I'll tell you what you must do. You must lay your husband's leg upon a table, and with a chopping knife, you must slice it open as broad as you can. Then you must take out the bone and beat the flesh soundly with a rolling pin. Then take salt, pepper, cloves, mace, and ginger, some sweet herbs, and season it very well. Then roll it up like brawn and put it in the oven for 2 hours.
Good heavens. But who comes here?
I beg your ladyship's pardon for taking your business out of your hands. I have been tampering here a little with one of your patients.
Come, good woman, don't mind this mad creature. I am the person that you want, I suppose. What would you have, woman?
She wants something for her husband's sore leg.
What's the matter with his leg, goody?
It's still attached to his body.
How can you be merry with the misfortunes of other people?
Because my own make me sad.
Fie, daughter. Your own misfortunes should teach you to pity others.
But the woman's misfortunes and mine are nothing alike. Her husband is sick, and mine, alas, is in health.
Ignore her, good countrywoman. Go you to the pantry and get your belly full of victuals. Then I'll give you a recipe for a diet drink for your husband's leg. But do you hear, goody? You must not let him move too much.
I thank you, kind lady.
Well, daughter sullen, though you laugh, I have done miracles about the country here with my remedies.
Miracles indeed, if they have cured anybody. But I believe, madam, the patient's faith goes farther toward the miracle than your prescription.
Fancy helps in some cases, but there's your husband, my son, who has as little fancy as anybody, and I brought him from death's door.
I suppose, madam, you made him drink plentifully of ass's milk.
News, dear sister! News!
Where is my Lady Bountiful? Pray, which of you three is Lady Bountiful?
I am.
Oh, madam, the fame of your ladyship's charity, goodness, benevolence, and skill have drawn me hither to implore your help on behalf of my unfortunate master, who is at this moment breathing his last.
Your master? Where is he?
Oh, at your gate, madam. Drawn by the appearance of your handsome house to view it nearer, he was taken ill of a sudden with a sort of... I know not what, but he fell down in your courtyard, and there he lies.
Here, scrub, gypsy, all run. Get my easy chair downstairs, put the gentleman in it, and bring him in quickly. Quickly!
Oh, heaven will reward your ladyship for this charitable act.
Is your master used to these fits?
Oh, yes, madam, frequently. I've known him to have 5 or 6 a night.
What's his name?
Christ, madam, he's dying! A minute's care or neglect may save or destroy his life!
Ah, poor gentleman. Come, friend, show me the way. I'll see him brought in myself.
Oh, sister, my heart flutters strangely. I can hardly forbear running to his assistance.
Calm yourself, sister. Did not I tell you that the Lord would find a way to come at you? Loves his distemper, and you must be the physician. Put on all your charms, summon all your fire into your eyes, plant the whole of artillery of your looks against his breast, and down with him.
Oh, sister, I'm but a young gunner. I shall be afraid to shoot for fear the piece should recoil and hurt myself. See, here he comes.
Here, here, set down the chair. Gypsy, a glass of fair water. His fit's very strong. Bless thee, how his hands are clenched.
Pray, sweet lady, take his hand and open it if you can, whilst I hold his head.
I shall. Poor gentleman. Oh, he has got my hand within his and squeezes it unmercifully.
'Tis the violence of his convulsions, child.
Oh, madam, he's possessed in these cases. He'll bite you if you don't have a care.
Oh, my hand, my hand.
What's the matter, foolish girl? I have got his hand open with a great deal of ease.
But madam, your daughter's hand is somewhat warmer than your ladyship's, and the heat of it draws the force of the spirits that way.
I find, friend, you're very learned in these sorts of fits.
'Tis no wonder, madam, for I'm often troubled with them myself. Ahora mismito me encuentro increíblemente débil.
Seguro que podría encontrar alguna manera de curarte.
It holds him very long.
Longer than usual, madam. Pray, young lady, open his breast and give him air.
Where did his illness take him first, pray?
Today at church, madam.
In what manner was he taken?
Oh, very strangely, my lady, but he was of a sudden touched with something in his eyes, which at first he only felt, but could not tell whether it was pain or pleasure.
Wind, nothing but wind.
Oh, by soft degrees it grew and mounted to his brain, and there his fancy caught it. There formed it, so beautiful and in such gay, pleasing colors that his transported appetite seized the fair idea and straight conveyed it to his heart.
Your master should never go without a bottle of smelling salts. Oh, he recovers. The lavender water, but first some feathers to burn under his nose. And Hungary water to rub his temples. Now he comes to himself. How do you do, sir? Gypsy, bring the leeches.
No!
Lord, he speaks. How do you do, sir?
Where am I? Oh, sure, I have passed the gulf of silent death, and now I land on the Elysian shore. Behold the goddess of those happy plains, fair Proserpine. Let me adore thy bright divinity.
So, ¿sabía dónde terminaría el ataque?
He's delirious, poor gentleman.
Very delirious, madam. Tan delirioso como yo.
Ah, Martin's voice, I think.
Oh, yes, yes, my lord. How does your lordship?
Where am I?
Oh, in very good hands, sir. You were taken just now with one of your old fits outside this good lady's house. Her ladyship had you taken in and has miraculously brought you to yourself, as you see.
I am so confounded with shame, madam, that I can now only beg pardon and repeat my thanks for your ladyship's care. I dare no longer be troublesome. Martin, give 2 guineas to the servants.
Sir! You may catch cold by going so soon into the air. You don't look, sir, as if you were perfectly recovered.
That I shall never be, madam. My present illness is so rooted that I must expect to carry it to my grave.
Come, sir, your servant has been telling me that you're prone to relapse if you go into the air. Your good manners shan't get the better of ours. You shall sit down again, sir. We don't mind ceremonies in the country.
Oh, here, sir, drink this.
Whoa, what is it?
Water, I promise.
And how do you find yourself now, sir?
Somewhat better. Oh, very faint still.
Aye, people are always faint after these fits. Come, girls, you shall show the gentleman the house. 'Tis but an old family building, sir. You'll find some tolerable pictures. Dorinda, show him the way. I must attend to the poor woman below.
Come along, sir.
Ladies, shall I beg leave for my servant to wait on you? He understands pictures very well.
Sir, we understand originals as well as he does pictures. ¿Él puede acompañarnos?
Oh, save you, Mr. Scrub.
Sir, I won't be saved your way. I hate a priest, I abhor the French, and I defy the devil.
Oh, Mr. Scrub, I seek you not. I would be speaking with Mrs. Gypsy.
Good Mr. Priest, you can't speak with her. She's sick. She's gone abroad. She's dead 2 months ago, sir.
How now, impudence? How dare you talk so saucily to the doctor? Pray, sir, don't take it ill, for the common people of England are not so civil to strangers as we should.
Lie. You lie. 'Tis the common people that are civilest to strangers.
Sirrah, I have a good mind to get you out, I say.
I won't.
You won't, saucebox? Pray, doctor, what is the captain's name that came to your inn last night?
Blast. The captain has me on one side, the priest on the other, so between the gown and the sword, I have a fine time of it.
What, Sirrah? Won't you march?
No, Gypsy, I won't march, but I'll walk. And I'll make bold and hide myself to listen a little too.
Indeed, doctor. The Count has been barbarously treated. That's the truth on it.
Mrs. Gypsy, upon my soul now, his complainings would mollify the marrow in your bones and move the bowels of your commiseration. He weeps, and he dances, and he swears, and he sings. In conclusion, Joy is afflicted à la Francais, and a stranger would not know whether to cry or to laugh with him.
What would you have me do, doctor?
Oh, nothing, Joy. But only hide the Count in Mrs. Solon's closet when it is dark.
Oh, nothing? Is that nothing? It would be both a sin and a shame, doctor.
Here is 20 louis, Joy, for your shame, and I will give you an absolution for the shin.
Well, doctor, I'll take thy money. But what must I do with my conscience, sir?
Oh, leave that with me, Joy. I am your priest, and your conscience is under my hands.
But should I put the Count into the closet?
Well, is there any shin for a man's being in a closet? One may say prayers in a closet.
But if the lady should come into her chambers and go to bed?
Well, and is there any shin in going to bed, Joy?
But if the two parties should meet, doctor?
Well, then the two parties must be responsible. Do you begone after putting the Count into the closet and leave the shins with themselves? I will come with the Count to instruct you in your chamber.
Well, doctor, thy religion is so pure that I think I'm resolved to die a martyr for it. Oh, here's the key to the back door. Come in the back way when 'tis late. I'll be ready to receive you, but don't so much as whisper. Only take hold of my hand. I'll lead you where you must lead the Count. And there it end.
What witchcraft now have these two imps of the devil been hatching here? There's 20 louis. I heard that and saw the purse. But I must give way to my betters.
My footman and your sister-in-law. Whoever would have thought?
Why, anyone who saw them look at each other, my lord. They are enchanted.
By the paintings, for you see how they pore over the dusty murals and give us not the least glance of attention.
Then you are very anxious for them to notice you, I find? Granted, my sister has never wanted for beauty. I suppose any man should be jealous of her gaze.
You misunderstand me, madam, entirely. I'm glad on the disregard of your sister. I'm thrilled Martin pays us no mind.
Why?
Their neglect gives me leave to make love to you.
But what of my leave, sir? Should you not beg that before you begin?
I beg it.
You have it.
And now, madam, for fear I should violate again my lover's permit, pray instruct me, how shall I begin to flatter you? Now I have gotten your leave.
You may begin anywhere but my face.
And why not your face, dear creature, which is a sight of so much perfection?
Because men always begin with a lady's face, with her eyes and lips and skin and so forth, which neither epitomizes her worth nor enlightens her to the value of an attribute she may wish to boast of to a forthcoming lover. For all of my excellent parts, my dear Lord Viscount, and I believe I possess a good many, I have but negligible influence over what nature deemed appropriate for my exterior. No. Praise my mind or my humor. Praise the nimbleness of my French or of my feet in a jig. Praise my spirit or my soul. But do not praise my beauty. I am much more than that.
You are more than either you imagine or I have words to express.
Nevertheless, you must try.
In the next room, madam?
Gladly, sir.
There they go.
Off to compare the symptoms of their lovesickness, no doubt.
I suspect they will find 'tis a mutual infection. Should we not follow them?
Not yet. I haven't yet enjoyed all the treasures in this room.
The paintings, you mean?
The paintings, I mean.
Well then, sir. How do you like that piece?
Oh, 'tis Leda. You find, madam, how Jupiter comes upon the lady, disfrazado para hacer el amor.
Pray, sir, what head is that in the corner there?
Oh, madam, 'tis Ovid in his exile.
What was he banished for?
His ambitious love, madam. His misfortune touches me.
Was he successful in his amours?
Mary has left us in the dark. He was too much a gentleman to tell.
Si se quedara en secreto, le daría pena.
Y si fue exitoso, lo envidio.
How do you like that Venus over the chimney?
Venus? Le brotetto, señorita. I took it for your picture. But now I look again, it is not handsome enough.
Qué encanto es la adulación. If you would see my picture, there it is over that cabinet. How do you like it?
I must admire anything, madam, that has the least resemblance of you. And yet, pienso, señorita, que el artista no era rival para el tema. Your eyes indeed are featured there, but where's the sparkling moisture, the shining fluid in which they swim? The picture indeed has your dimples, but where's the swarm of killing cupids that should ambush there? The lips, too, are figured out, pero ¿dónde está el clavel rocío? La mueca madura que tenta el sabor de la original.
Ojalá fuera mi suerte de haber sido emparejada con tal hombre. A man in the moon indeed, for if this fellow is a footman, I am a Greek.
What? There's the finest bed in that room, madam. I suppose 'tis your ladyship's bedchamber?
And what then, sir?
I think the quilt is the richest that I ever saw, but señorita, I can't distinguish the figures of the embroidery. Will you give me leave, madam?
Devil take him, his impudence. Sure, if I gave him an opportunity, he durst not offer it. I have a great mind to try. Steph, what am I doing? Y sola encima. Hermanita! Sister! Dorinda!
I'll follow her close. For where a Frenchman durst attempt to storm, a Briton sure may well the work perform.
Martin! Brother Martin!
Oh, Brother Scrub! I beg your pardon. I was not following her. Here's a guinea. My master ordered for you. I have another for Gypsy.
Fire and brimstone for the witch! Give me that guinea and I'll unfold a plot.
A plot?
Aye, sir, a plot. It must be a plot. First, because there's a woman in it. Second, because there's a priest in it. Thirdly, because there's French gold in it. And fourthly, because I don't know what to make on it.
Nor anybody else, I'm afraid, Brother Scrub.
Truly, sir, Gypsy has sold herself to the devil, that French clergyman foie gras. I saw the price paid down. My eyes shall take their oath on it.
What were the terms of the sale?
I could hear but a word here and there, Brother Martin, but I believe they mentioned a count, a closet, a back door, and a key, and something about...
Mrs. Sullen?
How did you know?
Buena suerte. You have told this matter to nobody, brother.
Nobody, sir.
Good. Keep you there, Brother Scrub. Here's a contract afoot between the Count and the lady. The priest and the chambermaid are the plenipotentiaries. It shall go hard, but I'll find a way to be included in the treaty.
Martin! Martin!
I come! Sir, I come!
But you forget the other guinea, Brother Martin.
Here. I give it with all my heart.
And I take it with all my soul.
Well, sister?
And well, sister?
What's become of the Lord?
What's become of his servant?
Servant! He's a prettier fellow and a finer gentleman by 50 degrees than his master.
And yet for all that, I would have mine today, and without certificate or ceremony would he but invite me.
Where?
Into his bedchamber!
Dorinda!
Wherefore this outrage, sister? 'Twas you that taught me how to contemplate such matters. While the mind is conversant with flesh and blood, it must conform to the humors of the company.
How a little love improves a woman. Why, child, you begin to live. You never spoke so before.
Because I was never spoke to so before. My lord has told me that I have more wit and virtue than any of my sex, and I truly begin to believe the man is sincere. Oh, he spoke the softest, moving things.
Mine had his moving things too.
Mine kissed my hand 10,000 times.
Mine has all that pleasure to come.
Mine offered marriage.
Oh, Lord. Do you call that a moving thing?
The sharpest arrow in his quiver, my dear sister. Why, my 10,000 pounds, my dowry may lie brooding here the 7 years and hatch nothing at last but some ill-natured clown like yours. Whereas if I marry my Lord Aimwell, there will be title, place, and precedence, the park, the play, and the drawing room, splendor, equipage, noise, and flambeau. Are not these things moving? What? Melancholy all of a sudden?
Happy, sister. Your angel has been watchful for your happiness, whilst mine has slept regardless of his charge. Long, smiling years of circling joys for you, but not 1 hour for me.
Come, sweet sister, I'm sorry. We'll talk of something else.
Yes, like the arrival of welcome visitors. I expect my brother Charles here tonight or tomorrow. He was abroad when I married Sullen. Perhaps he'll find a way to make me easy.
Will you not make yourself easy in the meantime with my lord's friend?
You mistake me, sister. It happens with us as among the men. The greatest talkers are the greatest cowards. Though, to confess the truth, I think I do love that fellow. And if I met him dressed as he should be, and I undressed as I should be, looky, Dorinda, I have no supernatural gifts. I can't swear I could resist the temptation, though I can safely promise to avoid it, and that's as much as the best of us can do.
And the awkward kindness of the good, motherly old gentlewoman.
And the easy brilliance of the daughter. Oh, 'sdeath, 'tis pity to deceive her.
Nay, if you adhere to these principles, stop where you are.
I can't stop, for I love her to distraction.
Death, if you love her a hair's breadth beyond distraction, no debes seguir en este pensamiento.
Archer.
You have it in your power, Aimwell, in your reach, to deliver us both from the shame and shackles of destitution. Por Dios, no pierda una oportunidad tan bendita.
English, Archer.
Strike while the iron is hot. The French priest is the luckiest part of our adventure. He shall marry you and pimp for me.
Here he comes now. Hide and make yourself ready.
Save your noble friend.
Oh, sir, your servant. Pray, doctor, may I crave your name?
What name is upon me? My name is Farquhar, Joy.
Farquhar. A very good name for a clergyman. Pray, Dr. Farquhar, were you ever in Ireland?
Ireland? No. Joy, what sort of place is that same Ireland? They say the people are catched there when they are young?
And some of them when they are old. As for example, sir, I arrest you as a traitor against the government.
Oh.
You're a subject of Britain, and this morning showed me a commission by which you served as chaplain in the French army. This is death by our law, and your reverence must hang for it.
Upon my soul, noble friend, this is strange news, you tell me? Father Farquhar, the subject of England? The son of a burgomaster of Brussels, a subject of England?
The son of a bog trotter in Ireland. Sir, your tongue will condemn you before any bench in the kingdom.
Oh, and is my tongue all your evidence, Joy?
No, I have other proofs too. Here, Martin! You know this fellow, I think.
Hey, save you, my dear cousin. How does your health?
Upon my soul, there is my countryman, and his brogue will hang mine. Alors, monsieur, je ne sais pas ce que vous entendez par là, what?
Altering your language won't do, sir. This fellow knows your person and will swear to your face.
Face? Is there a brogue upon my face, too?
Upon my salvation there is joy. But, cousin MacShane, will you not put a remembrance upon me?
MacShane, by St. Patrick, that is my name, sure enough. By what acquaintance are you my cousin?
Oh, the devil hang yourself, Joy. You know, we were little boys together upon the school, and your foster mother's son was married upon my nurse's sister, Joy, and so we are Irish cousins.
The devil take the relation. Well, Joy, and what school was it?
I think it was, aye! 'Twas Tipperary.
No! No! A feckin' itch, it was Kilkenny! Tipperary. Oh.
That's enough for us.
Self-confession.
Come, sir, we must deliver you into the hands of the next magistrate, where you shall shortly swing into purgatory.
If you don't immediately confess the secret between you and Mrs. Gypsy. Okay, sir, the gallows or the secret? Take your choice.
The gallows. Upon my soul, I hate that same gallow, for it is a disease that is fatal to our family. Well then, gentlemen, there is nothing but Mrs. Sullen would speak with the Count in her chamber at midnight tonight, and there is no harm, Joy, for I am to conduct the Count to the place myself.
As I guessed. Have you communicated the matter to the Count?
I have not seen him since.
Excellent. Well then, sir, you shall conduct me to the lady instead of the Count.
What, my cousin to the lady? Upon my soul, that is too much upon the brogue.
Come, doctor. Consider we have got a rope about your neck, and if you offer to squeak, we'll stop your windpipe. We shall have another job for you in a day or two, I hope.
Here's company coming this way. Let's into my chamber, and there concert our affairs further.
Come, my dear cousin. Come along.
Well, gentlemen, 'tis a fine night for our enterprise.
Dark as hell.
And blows like the devil, as the saying is.
Our landlord here has showed us the window where he must break in and tells us the plate stands in the wainscot cupboard in the parlour.
Aye, Mr. Backshot. As the saying is, knives and forks and tumblers and tankards. There's one tankard, as the saying is, it's near upon as big as me.
So then you say we must divide at the stairhead.
Yes, Mr. Gibbet, sir. At one end of that gallery lies my Lady Bountiful and her daughter, and at the other, Mrs. Sullen. As for the squire...
He's safe enough. I've been drinking with him, and he's more than half seas over already.
'Tis now 12, as the saying is. Gentlemen, you must set out at 1.
Backshot, do you see our arms fixed? And I'll come to you presently.
I will.
Well, my dear Bonnie, you assure me that Scrub is a coward.
A chicken! As the saying is, you'll have no creature to deal with but the ladies.
And I can assure you, friend, there's a great deal of address and good manners in robbing a lady. I am the most a gentleman that ever this way traveled the road. Why, this prize will be a galleon, or a windfall. I warn you, we shall bring off 3 of 4,000 pounds.
And what think you then of my daughter Cherry for a wife?
Looky, my dear Bonnie, Cherry is the goddess I adore, as the song goes, but she knows I am a thief, and 'tis a maxim that man and wife should never have it in their power to hang one another. For if they should, Lord have mercy on them both.
Coming! A coach and 6 foaming horses at this time of night is some great man, as the saying is, for he scorns to travel with other people.
What fellow? A public house and a bed when other people sleep?
Sir, I am not a bed, as the saying is.
Is Mr. Sullen's family abed, think you?
All but the squire himself, sir. He's still in the house. Oh, nay, here he is now.
I find my sister's letters gave me the true picture of her spouse.
My wretched companions left me asleep. Oh, sir.
Well, sir?
Sir, I am an unfortunate man. I have 3,000 pounds a year, as I can't get a man to drink a cup of ale with me.
That's very hard.
Aye, sir. And unless you have pity upon me and smoke one pipe with me, I must see and go home to my wife, and I'd rather go to the devil by half.
But I presume, sir, you won't see your wife tonight. She'll be gone to bed. Surely you won't lie with your wife in this pickle?
What? I not lie with my wife? Why, sir, do you take me for an atheist or a rake?
If you hate her, sir, I think you had better lie from her.
Oh, I think so too, friend. But I am a justice of the peace and must do nothing against the law.
Law. As I take it, Mr. Justice, nobody observes law for law's sake, only for the good of those for whom it was made.
Oh, but if the law orders me to send you to jail, you must lie there, my friend.
Not unless I commit a crime to deserve it.
Crime? Zoons, aren't I married?
Nay, sir, if you call a marriage a crime, you must disown it for a law.
Ha! I must be better acquainted with you, sir. But, sir, I should be very glad to know the truth of this matter.
Truth, sir, is a profound sea, and few there be that dare wade deep enough to find out the bottom on it. Besides, sir, I'm afraid the line of your understanding may not be long enough.
Looky, sir, I have nothing to say to your sea of truth, but if a good parcel of land can entitle a man to a little truth, I have as much as any he in the county.
I never heard you worship, as the saying is, talk so much before.
Because I never met with a man that I liked before. But let me ask you one question, sir. Are not man and wife one flesh?
You and your wife, Mr. Guts, may be one flesh because you are nothing else. But rational creatures have minds that must be united.
Minds.
Aye, minds, sir. Don't you think that the mind takes place of the body?
In some people.
Then the interest of the master must be consulted before that of his servant.
Sir, you shall dine with me tomorrow. Zoons, I always thought that we were naturally one.
Sir, I know that my two hands are naturally one because they love one another, kiss one another, help one another in all the actions of life, but I could not say so much if they were always at cuffs.
And 'tis plain that my wife and I are not one. Oh no, we are two.
Why don't you part with her, sir?
Will you take her, sir?
With all my heart.
You shall have her tomorrow morning, and a venison pasty into the bargain.
You'll let me have her fortune, too.
Fortune? Why, sir, I have no quarrel at her fortune. I only hate the woman, sir, and none but the woman must go.
But her fortune, sir.
Do you play at whist, sir?
No, truly, sir.
Nor at all fours?
Neither.
Zoons, where was this man bred? Come, sir, let's play at cards. I can't go home. It is but 2 o'clock.
I'll play for half an hour, sir, but you must consider 'tis late.
Late? That's the reason I can't go home. Come, sir. Come, the innkeeper. You'll play with us, too.
What's the matter, miss? Why do you draw a man out of bed at this hour? What? Trembling, too? You are frighted.
No wonder, sir. This very minute, sir, a gang of rogues are gone to rob my Lady Bountiful's house.
Rob it?
I dogged him at the very door and left him breaking in.
Have you raised anybody else with this news?
No, sir. I wanted to have discovered the whole plot and 20 other things to your man Martin, but I have searched the whole house and can't find him. Where is he?
He, no matter. Take me to the house at once.
With all my heart, sir. My Lady Bountiful is my godmother, and I love Miss Dorinda so well.
Dorinda, the name inspires me. I'll face any danger for her sake. Come, let me but get my sword, and I'll go with you.
Hurry!
Oh, 'tis very late, sister. No news of your spouse yet?
No. I'm condemned to be alone till towards 4, and then perhaps I may be persecuted with his company.
And what if 'twere other company, as perhaps that pretty footman?
What? Here? In my bedchamber at 2 o'clock in the morning? I undressed, the family asleep, my hated husband abroad, and that lovely fellow at my feet? Oh, God, sister!
Thoughts are free, and them I allow you. So good night.
Good night, sweet Dorinda. Thoughts free? Are they so? Why then, suppose him here, vestido como un novio joven, alegre y ardiente.
Oh.
If my thoughts raised a spirit, what are you, sir, a man or a devil?
A man, madam.
How shall I be sure of it?
Well, madam, I'll give you demonstration this minute.
What, sir? Do you intend to be rude?
Yes, madam, if you please.
In the name of wonder, whence came you?
De los cielos, señorita, I'm a Jupiter in love, and you shall be my Alcmena.
How came you in?
I flew in at the window, madam. Tu primo Cupido me prestó su ala y tu hermana Afrodita abrió la ventana.
Me he quedado muda con sorpresa.
Y yo con admiración.
What will become of me?
How beautiful she looks. La primavera agradable y repleta sonríe en su cara florida y en su concepción. Su madre olía a un rosal, miraba en lirios. Come, madam, deny me not. Oh, God! Jones! Madam! What do you mean? You raised the house!
Sir, I'll wake the dead before I bear this. ¿Pero qué? Acercarse a mí con la libertad de un guardián. Contenta me quedo. Your impudence has cured me.
If this be impudence, I leave to your partial self. Ningún peregrino jadeante después de un viaje pesado y doloroso se ha reverenciado ante su santo con más devoción.
No, que no se arrodille. I'm ruined if he kneels. Ponte en pie, ingeniero postrado. Not all thy undermining skill shall reach my heart. Rise! Rise! And know, I am a woman without my sex. Puedo hacerle el amor a toda la ternura de los deseos, suspiros y lágrimas, but go no farther. Yet, I can speak my frailty, confess my weakness, even for you, but...
For me?
Build not upon that. Mi odio más mortal le sigue si desobedeces lo que te ordena ahora. Leave me this instant.
Why not now, my angel? The time, the place, silence, and secrecy all conspire. Y la estrella, ahora consciente, han predestinado este momento para mi alegría.
No lo harás. You cannot, sure.
Y el sol corre rápidamente y no decepciona a los mortales del próximo amanecer. Esta noche corona mis deleites.
Que el orgullo de mi sexo me ayude.
La fuerza de mi sexo me ayude.
You shall kill me first.
I'll die with you.
Thieves! Thieves! Help! Murder! Thieves! Help me! Thieves!
sir, spare all I have and take my life.
What does the fellow mean?
Oh, madam, down on your knees, raise your hands and surrender. He's one of them.
One of whom?
One of the highwaymen.
Highwaymen?
No, beg your pardon, sir. I mean one of the honest gentlemen that are just now broke into the house.
Malvado traicionero, did you hide in my closet only to rob me?
Indeed I did, madam, but I would have taken nothing but what you might willingly have spared. But your crying thieves has waked this dreaming fool, and so he takes him for granted.
Granted, 'tis granted, sir. Take all we have.
The fellow looks as if he were broke out of bedlam.
Zoons, madam, they're broke into the house with fire and sword. I saw them and heard them. They'll be here this minute.
What? Thieves?
Jesus Christ, how many times? Yet I tell you, there are thieves in this house.
God in heaven.
Madam, I wish your ladyship a good night.
Will you leave me?
What? Leave you? Lord, madam, did you not command me to be gone just now upon pain of your immortal hatred? Choose your chaos, madam. But if you would have me, you must have me in full. How are they armed, friend?
With sword and pistol, sir.
Hush! I see a dark lantern coming through the gallery. Madam, be assured I will protect you or lose my life. Have you the courage to stand the appearance of him?
Fear me not.
Oh, I do fear you, madam. Más de lo que jamás te admito en inglés o al frente de este testigo caprichoso.
What?
Come hither, brother Scrub. Don't you know me?
What, my dear brother Martin? Let me kiss thee.
Yeah, no time for that. This way. We must both hide under the bed.
Aye, this is the chamber, and the lady alone.
Who are you, sir? What would you have? Do you come to rob me?
Rob you? Alackaday, madam, I'm only a younger brother, madam. Come to replenish my coffers. And so, madam, if you make a noise, I'll shoot you through the head. But don't be afraid, madam. I'll set my pistol on the table. These rings, madam. Don't be concerned, madam. I have a profound respect for you, madam. Your keys, madam. Ugh, don't be frightened, madam. I'm the most of a gentleman. This necklace, madam. I never was rude to any lady, but I have a veneration for this necklace.
Hold, profane villain, and take the reward of thy sacrilege.
Who are you, sir? Why, where's my pistol?
What? This old thing.
Oh, pray, sir, don't kill me. I am not prepared.
How many of them are there, Scrub?
5 and 40, sir.
Then I must kill the villain to have him out of the way.
Hold, sir! We are but 2, upon my honor.
Scrub, run to Gypsy's chamber. There you'll find the priest. Bring him hither instantly. Go. Come, rogue. If you have a short prayer, say it.
I pray you won't kill me.
Pray, sir, do not. Me asustas tanto como él.
The dog shall die, madam, por ser la ocasión de mi decepción. Sarah, this moment is your last.
Sir, I'll give you 200 pounds to spare my life.
Have you no more, rascal?
Yes, sir, I can command 400, but I think I must reserve 2 of them for my lawyer's fee.
Ahoy, cousin. I suppose you and Scrub may manage this criminal. Tie him up.
What, turned over to the priest already? But I am not yet condemned.
Oh, come, my dear grifter. I will secure your body and your soul too. I will make you a good Irish Catholic and give you an absolution.
You and your absolution, made to the devil.
Convey him to the cellar, doctor. Take the pistol, and if he offers to resist, shoot him in the head. And come back to us with all the speed you can.
Doctor, do you hold him fast and I'll guard him.
Why does the French priest sound like an Irishman?
Perdona, señorita. If you're going to question the logic of all the goings on here in Litchfield, you will decipher yourself into an early grave.
Dorinda!
Death. The other rogues that work with the ladies, I am vexed I parted with the pistol, but I must fly to their assistance. Will you stay here, madam? ¿O te atreves usted conmigo?
Ay, contigo, querido caballero. I go with you.
Calm, your jewels, mistress! Your keys! Your keys, old gentlewoman! Though I have tied you up with rope, I have kept your tongues free. Come, tell me where the richest treasures of this house are to be found.
Not likely.
Hush, daughter.
You're a wild thing, aren't you? Perhaps I should untie these cords and give you a lesson in manners?
Turn this way, villain. I durst engage an army in such a cause. Draw, I say. What?
Oh, have they but a sword to help the brave man?
Hark me, daughter. There's 3 or 4 hanging for decoration in the hall. My ropes are loose. I'll run and fetch one.
Well, what's here? Jousting again, Sir Aimwell? Allow a poor squire to assist ye. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Backshot captured? Then he'll impeach my father. I must go and warn him.
Shall we kill the rascal?
Oh, no. We'll bind him. Tie him up.
Aye, but with what? Here, madam, lend me your garter.
Not a chance, sir. Here's the cord that bound my sister.
Right. The highwayman's destiny, a rope to hang himself. Ah, Scrub! Have you secured your prisoner?
Yes, sir. I left the priest and him disputing about religion.
Then pray carry this gentleman to join his fellow ne'er-do-well.
Hey, sister, how came Lord Aimwell here?
And how came Mr. Martin here?
I'll tell you the greatest piece of villainy.
I fancy, Archer, you have been more successful in your adventures than the housebreakers.
No matter for my adventures, yours is the principle. You must press young Dorinda to marry you this minute.
What, now?
Now, while she's hurried between the palpitation of her fear and the joy of her deliverance. Throw yourself at her feet, speak some romantic nonsense or other, confound her senses, and away with her. The priest is now in the cellar and dare not refuse to do the work.
But how shall I get off without being observed?
You, a lover, and not find a way to get off? Let me see.
Christ, you bleed.
Oh, Steph. I'm glad on it. Yeah, this wound will do the business. I'll amuse the old lady and Mrs. Sullen about dressing my wound whilst you carry off Dorinda.
Gentlemen, could you understand how you would be gratified for the services?
Come, my lady. There's no time for compliments. I'm wounded, madam.
Wounded?
Wounded.
I hope, sir, you have received no hurt.
None but what you may cure. See, your mother is distracted. Pray, come.
Aye, with all my heart.
Let me see your arm, sir. I must have some powder sugar to stop the blood. Oh, me, an ugly gash. Upon my word, sir, you must go into bed.
Aye, my lady, a bed would do very, very well. Good Madam Sullen, will you do the favor to conduct me to a bedchamber?
Do, doctor, while I get the lint and the probe and the plaster ready.
Venga, señorita, why don't you obey your mother's commands?
How You, after what is past, have the confidence to ask me?
Nay, how can you, after what is past, have the confidence to deny me? Was not this blood shed in your defense y mi vida expuesta para tu protección?
Serás mezquino, señor, por reprobarme con tus servicios.
Es poco generoso en usted, señorita, no recompensarlos.
Madam.
Dios mío! What now?
Madam, my lady ordered me to tell you that your brother's at the gates.
Heavens be praised. Sir, he shall thank you for your services. He has it in his power.
Who is your brother, madam?
Sir Charles Freeman. Discúlpeme, señor. I must go and receive him.
Sir Charles Freeman! Stunned in hell! My old acquaintance. Oh, now, unless Aimwell has made good use of his time, all our fair machine goes up in smoke.
Well, well, my lord, you have conquered. Your late generous action will, I hope, plead for my easy yielding, though I own I would have married you before.
Oh, the sweets of high blood dwell upon her tongue. Here, good holy doctor.
Are you both prepared to take the marriage vow?
I'm ready. But first, my lord, one word. I have a frightful example of a hasty marriage in my own family. Pray, my lord, consider a little.
Consider. Do you doubt my honor or my love?
Neither. I do believe you as just as brave, and were your whole sex drawn out for me to choose, I should not cast a look upon the multitude if you were absent. But my lord, I'm a woman. Colors, concealments may hide 1,000 faults in me.
In you?
Therefore, know me better first. Though I scorn to admit it, I am still young, and I hardly dare affirm I know myself in anything, except my love.
Oh, such goodness. Who could injure? I find myself unequal to the task of villain. She has gained my soul and made it honest like her own. I cannot hurt her. Doctor, retire. Madam, behold your lover and proselyte, and judge of my feeling by my conversion. I'm all a lie, nor dare I give a fiction to your arms. I'm all counterfeit, except my passion.
Forbid it, heaven! A counterfeit?
I am no lord, but a poor needy man, come with a base, scandalous design to prey upon your fortune. But the beauties of your mind and person have so won me from myself that I care more for your liberty from a criminal than my happiness with an angel.
But pray, sir, who are you?
I Aimwell, the younger, madam, brother to the man whose title I usurped, but stranger to his honor and his fortune.
Matchless honesty. Once I was proud, sir, of your wealth and title, but now I am glad you have it not. Now I know my own love was justly leveled and had no aim but love. Doctor, come back in.
Oh, but who else comes here?
Gypsy, what's the matter?
Such news, madam! A whisper in your ear.
Your pardon, chaplain, we shan't want you now. Dear Aimwell, you must excuse me. I'll wait on you presently.
Upon my soul now, this is foolish.
Gone. And bid the priest depart. It has an ominous look.
Oh, courage, Tom. Shall I give you joy?
No.
Zounds, man, what have you been doing?
Oh, Archer. My honesty, I fear, has ruined me.
How?
I have discovered myself.
What? Discovered? And without my consent? What? Have I embarked my small remains in the same bottom with yours, and you dispose of all without my partnership?
I own my fault.
After conviction, 'tis then too late for a pardon. You may remember, Mr. Aimwell, that you proposed this folly. As you begun, so end it. Henceforth, I'll hunt my fortune single. So, farewell.
Oh, stay, my dear Archer, but a minute.
Stay? What? To be despised, exposed, and laughed at? No, I would sooner change conditions with the rogues we just now dispatched than bear one scornful smile from the proud knight I once treated as my equal.
What knight?
Oh, Sir Charles Freeman, brother to the lady that I had, almost. The lady that I love, almost. But no matter for that, 'tis a cursed night's work, and so I leave you to make the best on it. Yeah.
Stay, Archer! Still, I have hopes. Methought Dorinda received my confession with pleasure. She consented after to the match. And I dare believe she will be just. See, here she comes, and smiling.
My dear lord, I fly with impatience to your arms. The minutes of my absence were a tedious year. Where's that priest?
Well, third time's the charm.
Doom's a brave girl.
I suppose, my lord, this gentleman is privy to our affairs?
To all affairs, madam. He is no footman, but my very friend.
Aye, when he's not angry with you. This morning, madam, I'm to be your witness.
Then come, priest, do your office.
I do it instantly, man.
Haste, make haste, couple them any way you want. Just...
Oh, my mind's altered, I won't.
Huh?
I'm confounded.
Upon my soul, and so is myself.
What's the matter now, madam?
Look ye, sir, one generous action deserves another. This gentleman's honor obliged him to hide nothing from me. My justice engages me to conceal nothing from him. In short, my lord, you are the person that you thought you counterfeited. You are the true Lord Viscount Aimwell, and I wish your lordship joy. Oh, now, priest, you may be gone.
Upon my soul, gadzooks, I give up.
If your lordship is pleased now with the match, then you should marry me openly, in the face of the world.
What the devil does she mean?
Oh, here's witness for my truth.
My dear Lord Aimwell, I wish you joy.
Of what?
Of your honor and estate. Your brother died the day before I left London, and all your friends have writ after you to Brussels, though their letters went unanswered.
Harkee, Sir Knight. Don't you banter now.
Oh, 'tis truth, upon my honor.
Thanks to the kindly stars that formed this accident.
Thanks to my guardian angel that led me to the prize.
And double thanks to the noble Sir Charles Freeman. My lord Aimwell, I wish you joy, madam. 1,000 blessings on thy name. But, harkee, my lord, don't you remember something of a previous agreement between ourselves that entitles me to half this lady's fortune, which I think will amount to £5,000?
Not a penny, Archer. You would have cut my throat just now because I would not deceive her.
Aye, and I'll cut your throat again if you should deceive me now.
That's what I expected. Well, to end the dispute, the lady's fortune is £10,000. We'll divide stakes. Take the £10,000 or the lady.
How? Is your lordship so indifferent?
No, madam. He knows very well I'll take the money. I leave you to his lordship. And so we're both provided for.
Mesdames et messieurs, I am your servant très humble. I hear you be robbed here.
The ladies have indeed been in some danger, sir.
And begar and our inn be robbed too.
Our inn? By whom?
By the landlord, begar, Garzoon is robbed himself and run away.
Robbed himself?
I, begar, and me too, of £100. £100? Oui, that I owed him.
Our money's gone, Frank.
Rot the money, I have your wife's fortune to my prize.
This good company meets opportunely in favor of a design I have in behalf of my unfortunate sister. I intend to part her from her husband. Gentlemen, will you assist me?
Assist you? Steph, who would not?
Assist, Garzoon, we all assist.
What's all this? They tell me, spouse, that you would like to have been robbed.
Truly, spouse, I was pretty near it, had not these two gentlemen interposed.
How came these gentlemen here?
That's his way of returning thanks, you must know.
Garzoon, the question be apropos for all that.
Mr. Sullen!
Not so loud, sir, prithee.
You promised last night, sir, that you would deliver your lady to me this morning.
What do you mean by... Sir, you shall deliver her. In short, sir, we have saved you and your family, and if you are not civil, we'll unbind the rogues, join with them, and set fire to your house. What does the man mean? Not to part with his wife!
I, Garzoon, the man no understand common justice.
Hold, gentlemen. All things here must move by consent. Compulsion would spoil us. Let my dear and I talk the matter over, and you shall judge it between us.
Let me know first who are to be our judges. Pray, sir, who are you?
I am Sir Charles Freeman, come to take away your wife.
And you, good sir?
Oh, Thomas. Viscount Aimwell, come to take away your sister.
And you, pray, sir?
Francis Archer, Esquire, come to take what I can.
Gentlemen, you're heartily welcome. And now, my dear, if you please, you shall have the first word.
Spouse.
Rib.
How long have we been married?
By the almanac, 15 months, but by my account, 15 years.
'Tis thereabout, by my reckoning.
Garzoon, their account will agree.
Pray, spouse, what did you marry for?
To get an heir to my estate.
And have you succeeded?
No.
Fracaso de esa condición es culpa del doñito. Pray, madam, what did you marry for?
To obtain a companion and to enjoy the pleasures of an agreeable society.
Are your expectations answered?
No.
Une affaire claire. A clear case.
What are the bars to your mutual contentment?
In the first place, I can't drink ale with him.
Nor can I drink tea with her.
I can't hunt with you.
Nor can I dance with you.
I hate cocking and racing.
And I abhor ombre and piquet.
No hablas español.
You have a wretched habit of speaking in Spanish.
Have we not been a perpetual offense to each other, a gnawing vulture at the heart?
Perpetual wormwood to the taste.
Is there on earth a thing we could agree in?
Yes. To part.
With all my heart.
Your hand.
Here.
These hands joined us, these shall part us. Away.
Begar, the ceremony be vera pretty.
Now, Mr. Sullen, there wants only my sister's fortune to make us easy.
Sir Charles, you love your sister, and I love her fortune. Everyone to his fancy.
Then you won't refund?
Not a groat.
Then I find, sister, you must e'en go to your prison again.
Malvado.
Combien? What is the portion?
10,000 pounds, sir.
Garsoon, I'll pay it, and she shall go home with me.
French all over. Do you know, sir, what 10,000 pounds English is?
No, bega, not just more.
Why, sir, 'tis 100,000 livres.
100,000 livres. Ah, Garzoon, me cannot do it. Your beauties and their fortunes are both too much for me.
Then I will. This night's adventure has proved strangely lucky to us all. For Captain Gibbet, in his walk, had made bold Mr. Sullen with your study, and had taken out all the writings of your estate, all the articles of marriage with this lady, bills, bonds, leases, receipts of an infinite value. I took 'em from him, and I deliver 'em to Sir Charles.
How? My writings. Oh, my headaches. Well, gentlemen, you shall have her fortune, but I can't talk. If you have a mind, Sir Charles, to be merry and celebrate my sister's wedding and my divorce, you may command my house. My head aches consumedly. Scrub! Bring me a dram!
Madam, there's a country dance to the ballad that I sung today. Your hand, and we'll lead it up.
My hand and my heart, sir.
And your name, madam? 'Tis no longer Sullen.
Catherine?
Kate, I think.
So she is to me, sir. Sister Kate. Goodly Kate.
Ha! Unmarried Kate.
Then, Kate. Shall we dance?
Yes, until dawn.